Hey, welcome back to our Farm to Table series, here with head coach Diane Fu, talking about how we translate movement restriction problems to an athlete taking care of themselves. This is the heart of the virtual mobility coach on our site. Now, what I want to show you today, since we're still working through ankles, is one of my favorite mobilizations I check on every athlete who has stiff ankles, history of ankle sprains, right? Limited range of motion. It's something I check on everyone. And that is a simple rule that actually was put up by Ida Rolf, which is if something's not moving, get it moving. Simple idea, right? Let's restore motion to the things that are supposed to move. So check this out. If I have Diane on her stomach and I pick up an ankle range of motion restriction, one of the things I check is that this fibular head, the head of the fibula, this lateral side, actually slides a little bit. Now, as the ankle dorsiflex, as it starts to get into this flex position, what has to happen is that this bone has to move out of the way of the ankle a little bit. It actually has to translate posterior a little bit. And if it's jammed because an athlete has turned the ankle and it doesn't move, then it actually ends up as a little block. So one of the things we do is I just keep the ankle in this neutral position, as in not too far out, not too far in the center, or I just keep it right in the middle. And then I grab the head of the fibula with my hand here. And what I'm trying to do is actually get it to glide backwards. So I'm able to control the heel and then get this motion of this fibula backward a little bit. So as she dorsiflex, it doesn't go up, it actually goes at this angle a little bit. I just make sure that I have some motion in here. And what it should feel like is it should just feel a little springy. The same way if I push on her knee joint, I get the end and it's a little springy, or I push on this ankle joint and it's a little springy. Clearly, it's not as springy as this capsule, but it still has a feel to it. Now, what's nice is that when this clears up and we start to get this dorsiflexion again, and I really get this moving, then all of a sudden we get to these end ranges and I can get a little spring here. And I'm still getting a little translation. You feel that, Di? Just a little translation at the end. It's a springy joint, so check this out. That's great. There's not always a therapist in the room, and you should be able to make sure that your ankles are working instead of just beating the crap out of them. So here's our solution. What ends up happening is Diane's got a peanut. We always have a ton of these lying around our gym. They're cheap rollers, they're cheap ankle mobilization, they're cheap soft tissue pieces, 2 lacrosse balls taped together, old school as it gets. Now what Diane's gonna do is she's going to put a voodoo floss band over the top. That just makes it tacky. This could be a damp towel, just to create a little gription. This could be a damp t-shirt, but just lessens the gnarliness of these and gives it a little gription. So now what's gonna happen is she's going to put that ankle into this position where now instead of my hand gliding backwards, she is getting some motion in this joint moving the other direction. So it's like she's holding this down, adding dorsiflexion. She can even grab the front and push if she needs over the top, but mainly the idea is how does she get this head of this fibula, this bone, to glide backwards a little bit. And all she has to do is block it down here. So here's the bottom of the ankle, and she's a little bit higher up. She can even go a little lower and block it there. But mainly, she's just got to create a kind of a stop so that as that ankle moves, she can encourage that bone to glide backwards. This is a simple ankle mobilization that athletes can do themselves. And you know what happens? No one goes blind doing this. These are simple joint mobilizations we believe everyone should be able to do. And this is why we created the Virtual Mobility Coach. Check out your ankles there. These are simple techniques to restore your full normative range. Diane Fu, see you tomorrow.